Hey guys, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. Well, today I want to introduce you to a man by the name of Saul. Okay, feel free to boo him if you'd like. That's fine. You go into Acts chapter 7, just to give you a little bit of background on who this guy is. He was present at the stoning of Stephen. The witnesses who were getting ready to throw stones at Stephen, taking off their cloaks, maybe to get better so they can throw things. They laid them at the feet of a young man by the name of Saul. So he was there and apparently also did nothing. Now, we don't know if he threw stones at Stephen or if he was just the guy who they put the cloaks at. He was there. Now, you go over to chapter 8, verses 1 through 3, it says, Saul was consenting unto his death, and at that time there was a great persecution against the church, which was at Jerusalem, and they were all scattered abroad throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria, except the apostles, and devout men carried Stephen to his burial, made lamentation over him. As for Saul, he made havoc of the church. Havoc's an interesting word. It's just chaos and disorder of the church, entering into every house and hailing men and women and committed them to prison. And so here he is creating a lot of problems. You get into chapter 9, you go to verses 1 and 2, and Saul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went into the high priest, desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogues, that if he found any in his way, whether they be men or women, he might bring them bound into Jerusalem. So this is a bad dude, okay? He's a horrible man who is causing havoc to the church. Now, what happens is you have verse number 3, okay? So as he is on the road to Damascus, okay, a powerful place and a powerful story, he journeyed, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth, and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? This is Jesus Christ speaking. And he said, Who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? I'm going to come back to that in a second. And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man. But they led him by hand and brought him into Damascus, and he was there 3 days without sight, neither did he eat nor drink. So Saul is now blind. Now, part of the video I just showed you a little part of right here. Let me continue it here as we're introduced to one of the best supporting actors in the New Testament. He's a super faithful man named Ananias, and I love the interaction between him and Saul and between him and Jesus Christ right here. So go ahead and watch this.
Ananias.
Behold, I am here, Lord.
Arise, and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus. For behold, he prayeth. And he hath seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in, and putting his hand on him that he might receive his sight.
Lord, I have heard by many of this man, how much evil he hath done to thy saints in Jerusalem. And here he hath authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name.
Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. For I will shew him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake.
Brother Saul, the Lord, even Jesus, that appeared unto thee in the way as thou camest, has sent me, that thou mightest receive thy sight, and be filled with the Holy Ghost. Brother Saul, receive thy sight.
I love this conversion story. It is so cool. In fact, we're going to spend the next couple days kind of talking about this. But there are many lessons to be learned from Saul. Okay. Now, Saul is definitely chastened, and he experiences a pretty cool object lesson from the Lord in getting his attention. President Ezra Taft Benson shared something about this incident. I thought it was so cool. He said, "A person can ask no more important question in his or her life than that which Paul asked." Now, this is Saul, of course, but Saul's name is changed to Paul later on in the chapters. "Lord, what wilt thou have me to do?" Now, I don't know if you've ever thought about what it's like to ask that question of the Lord. Say, what would you like me to do? That question takes a lot of guts. It's like basically saying, is there anything in my life that I need to change? Now, that's a hard question. Like I said, it takes a lot of humility, because oftentimes I think we may know the answer to that question, and having the Lord tell us that, it'll just confirm it to us. You know, a great thing to do is go to your patriarchal blessing. If you're watching this and you have your patriarchal blessing, a lot's been talked about that, with last general conference as well. Ask the question, what wilt thou have me to do? And then open up your patriarchal blessing, or open up the scriptures and see what the Lord teaches you about what you need to do. As President Benson says, a person can ask no more important question than that, because once you're willing to do that and you're humble enough to do that, then the Lord can teach you, he can chasten your heart, and he can help you know what you need to do. So I would invite you to be able to have enough courage, myself included here, to ask the question, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And I promise you ask that question, he'll answer it for you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks as always for sharing. We're so grateful that you do that. And please check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.